Hey guys, it's Scott here and welcome to another episode of I Rate Your Teams EA Play Edition. The game's been out for a couple of days now and I want to see what teams you have got built up at this stage. So if you want to be a part of this series in the future, make sure you go and follow us on Twitter, thumb the video up if you enjoy it, make sure you subscribe for daily FIFA 22 content, and we're going to get right into it. If you're looking to pick yourself up some cheap and reliable coins for FUT22, then make sure to click my link in the description, go to IG Vault, and make sure you use my code Birdie when you're at checkout to get yourself a discount. Yet again, we sent out this tweet, and we are only taking people that paid attention to the instructions. In the future, make sure you send me a link to the actual team rather than a screenshot or a photo. It makes it a lot easier for editing. First up is Oscar, who only follows 4 people, including me. You're an absolute legend. Now, this is the team that he sent in. Now, he hasn't really explained anything in his tweet, so I'm going to assume that the ticks are ones that he already has, and the one that he doesn't have yet is Mbappe, and that's what he's saving up for. The only other option is that all the ticks are untradeable, and Mbappe is the only one who's got tradable. Either way, whatever team you have right now, this is insane. If you have managed this in the first 2 days, I mean, fair play to you. I don't know if you've got incredible pack luck. I don't know if you've just put a ton of money into the game. Either way, I don't want to play you on this game, and that is the biggest compliment I can give you right now. Next up, we've got Mr. Lewis. Yet another ridiculous squad, but on another level, this one features Lionel Messi. Now, I know for certain he packed Messi, so if you want to go and send some hate his way and jealousy, I allow it. But this team is just outrageous. I mean, there's not even much point in me reviewing a team like this, is there? Other than just saying, how do you... Surely you win every single game. I mean, maybe Alex Telles could be upgraded, but other than that, you've basically already got one of the best teams in the entire game. I hate you, I'm jealous of you, but fair play at the same time. GG on the Messi pool. That is insane. Next up is Alex, saying that he plays a 4-2-3-1 in-game. And so this is the team that we are looking at right here. Chan and Van der Verde are obviously going to be the 2 in the 4-2-3-1. And so I'm guessing that Marlon is up front. Royce, Grealish, Chiesa is the 3 in behind. You got a decent backline. Cuadrado, Alaba, Militao is an animal. Inform Bunu, Luke Shaw. I like it. For this stage of the game, this feels like a very, very solid team. It's coming in at about 170,000 coins, which you've done well to get that amount of coins so far in that little amount of time. I rate this. This is a decent level team. I feel like it's obviously already upgradable as well. For example, if you wanted to go for someone instead of Marlon, then you can build towards an insane level in someone like Haaland. So you do have the feasibility to upgrade. Again, Rashford, etc., etc. So it's a good team and it's got potential. Nicely done. Next up, Nick Power. For Nick's team, he's got a few Leicester players in here, so hopefully they're absolutely smashing it for you, as they should be if it's anything like real life. Adama and Daniel Poders on Yeka doesn't surprise me, you dirty little rat. AKA basically everyone that I play against on the game. Stone, Sayanchu, Chilwell, I'm surprised that you've got him in there over someone else from the Premier League. Maybe that is a good player to go as your next upgrade. But it's a decent starter team. Can't really complain about this one. I feel like it would do well in-game, and you're probably not going to run into too many problems, but you can definitely upgrade each of these players once you earn some more coins. Nicely done. Next up, Pierre. And Pierre has got a very interesting team right here. Correa de Paul, Vinicius is in form, which is an absolute banger of a card, I must say. Brahim Diaz over here on 5 or 6 chemistry as well is very interesting. Muriel, Kessie, Tamori, Skriniar. I like this. This is definitely different to a lot of the ones that we've seen, especially to get Diaz in there. I assume that he was pack pulled and he is the reason why he's in there, but I like this. I'd be interested to play with this kind of team. You've got 2 very, very solid midfielders. Maybe you also run a 4-2-3-1, and if so, I'd be interested if you leave it in the comments as to how this team is performing for you so far, because some of these guys are players that I would be looking at to improve in my team, so Let me know. Cheers. Now, Robbo is up next, and you may remember from the first video, we're about to see an interesting formation. So here we go, the 5-3-2. He says that he is getting in Barella for Savic. I mean, I can't even comprehend how this kind of team would play because I'm just so not used to these kind of formations working for me whenever I'm forced to use them in videos. But if you can make it work, then I imagine that you are going to create loads of different chances and your opponents are going to come up against something that they're not used to, which is really going to throw them off, which is awesome. That's exactly what you're looking for. So some of these players are ones that I'm looking to upgrade. I have Manolas, but I would like to get Koulibaly or Skriniar. I'd be interested to hear your thoughts on Manyan compared to Handanovic or Szczesny, for example. But yeah, man, I mean, it looks very impressive. I'd be interested to know what your next steps are after you've got this Barella and to see where your plans go with the team. But yeah, it's a banger. Next up is Jake, and let's see if Jake would build a strong team or not. I mean, he has Harvey Barnes, so he's already starting off very well. Harry Kane is a very interesting choice. Kanate, oh wow, okay. Going into the Russian league is a unique hybrid. And you know what? For that, I rate you massively. That's pretty damn sick. I'd be very interested to know how you feel about using a midfield that doesn't have much pace in it. Do you feel that it is slowing down your attacks, or does their decent passing stats actually benefit you and they just spray the ball forward and then use the pace in your wide men? And also, how is Harry Kane performing? Because I'd love this kind of card to be viable this year, but I haven't used them enough to know whether it actually is. So I'm very interested to actually hear your feedback on this one, but I rate the differentials here with the Russian. That is awesome. Fair play. Next, we've got Mr. Gaming Bear, aka Sean, and he says, Kante swaps with Pogba in-game, which is understandable, but obviously he gets that hyperlink with Varane to get the chemistry. I mean, Sean is ridiculous, and this is his bench. He has also packed Messi. Now, I don't know what's going on with my viewers in their pack luck, but I hate you all. I'm jealous of you all, but this team looks like it's absolutely banging. The one question I would have is, how does Aubameyang perform this year? With a strike partner of someone like Lukaku, because obviously it's still early days in this FIFA, and this kind of team looks like it's one of the best in the game. In terms of like the ratings, the stats of the players, it looks like it should absolutely bang. However, I haven't had enough experience using the top players. I've only played one draft and my team isn't a mega team. So I'd be interested to hear your thoughts on this and how it actually performs in-game. So please let me know. I'm sure a lot of other people would be interested as well. Thanks. Next up, we have Mr. Omid with his team, and this is what we are rocking. This is a little bit more down-to-earth as a starter EA Play level team. St. Maximan, I'm really, really looking forward to using him this year. I hope that he gets some special cards because they would be absolutely banging. Calamos and Sané Goretzka. I wonder if you packed him. Otherwise, that's a lot of money spent on one position compared to the rest of the squad, which could really do with being up to themselves. But you may have got Goretzka in like a two-player pack, in which case that makes sense to get him on full chemistry with that Sané. But the rest looks decent for a starter team. Obviously, there is a lot of scope to improve this, and you know that, right? You know that there are definitely multiple ways. Like, for example, Doucouré, you could upgrade comfortably to many different players in the Premier League that would still get full chemistry, and that is the case with a lot of these players. So I'd like to hear your next steps and where you are looking to improve. Are you going to stick with mainly Prem, or is this Goretzka-Sané part going to spread out into the rest of the team? Let me know. Next up is Alex, who has sent in this team. Varane, De Gea, Upamecano, Pogba, Camavinga. I tell you what, for those of you that have not used this card, he's only 4,000 coins. He actually performs very, very well for a cheap card. So that's a little bit of, not exactly a hidden gem, but performs above his stats. Now, again, I'm going to ask you the same question as I asked others previously. How is an Aubameyang and Haaland strike partnership? Is Haaland worth the 100,000 coins that he costs? Or does he feel a little bit clunky like in previous FIFAs because of his height, his stocky nature, and everything like that? Because if they perform well together, I mean, I would never want to play against this. I mean, it costs over 1 million coins. The fact that you've got this at this stage of the game, I know that you put in some FIFA points, but still, you have to get good luck to have got a team like this. So, fair play. I feel like every single person you play against would despise their time. Now, I will make one exception for a Twitter link rather than a FUTBIN or anything like that link, and that is because this is Damien's team, and he is one of the longest viewing subscribers I have, since all the way back on like FIFA 13, so we have to give some respect where it's earned. And this is very interesting. Different to what we've seen before, not really much La Liga going on in other people's teams. Alfonso, you got Werner here, Lukaku could be an absolute banger. Ziyech and Havertz, not bad. Like, a lot of these cards are not going to be that expensive, so they're really good for a good starter team because they're still good. Like, they may not cost a lot, but they will do a good job. Obviously, you're not going to be able to bump up to the mega cards unless you're putting in a lot of money or you've got very lucky in packs so far. And so for this stage of the game, a couple of days in, yeah, this team looks really good. I'd be interested in playing with this. I mean, it's better than mine, so fair play. And then the last team of this video. Reminder, if you want to be involved in the future, make sure you follow us on Twitter. And also make sure you're following on Twitch so that you can see the daily live streams. It comes in from Chuzo today, and this is what we're looking at. Felix, Correa, Modric, Valverde, Bale, Hazard. Okay. Silason's an interesting choice. I'm assuming that that is going to be your next upgrade. Apparently Courtois is very good. Maybe that is the area that you want to go with next, unless Silason is doing very well for you. But the rest of the team's looking pretty solid. Obviously, you've got upgrade potential, which is great in people like Militao, etc., that you can definitely work towards. Same with Marcelo, definitely upgradable to someone like Jordi Alba. But for a starter team at this stage, I like Bale. I think that he's actually pretty damn good this year. Correa and Felix look very good. Hazard is solid. I would feel very comfortable using this team myself. So hopefully it's performing well for you. And thank you very much for sending in your team. I appreciate it. So that is that for today's I Rate Your Teams EA Play Edition. We will be doing more of these because you guys seem to be absolutely loving it. You're giving it mad support. So keep that going. Leave your comments down below, your thumbs up, your subscriptions, all of the above. And make sure that you follow us on Twitter to be involved in the future. But thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.